and it was the
Oh
most pitiful thing.
no.
I know. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We were just talking about my
Um,
dog,
she is
which
not
is not
home yet, and
she's
yeah.
not home. Yeah. It's not the topic of the stream today, but I will, for like 2 minutes, need to go downstairs to let her back in when the sitter gets back. And so we've tried to prepare something for whenever that happens. So there's a surprise, an Easter egg in this stream.
Even for me, I don't
Yep.
know what's happening in that surprise, but I'm a little bit nervous when this is happening, but we will see. But maybe to our topic, because it's also a very bold one. Brad, do we even need code review anymore?
Probably, kind of, not all the time. Maybe. Should I be? No, wait. I
Maybe.
feel like it scores more internet points if you take a really spicy stance. So I'm gonna say, yeah, maybe.
Okay, that's your spicy stand. I feel it depends who you ask. I feel there is a lot of people that do the review only by agents, but then my question is how many agents and how many models do you need for the review? Like, do you just trust one or do you bring it to multiple?
Uh,
Well,
well, let's find out. Am I
let's find
right?
out. Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
also, like,
honestly,
well,
yeah.
this was our kind of, our hook was, do we even need code review anymore? But really, what we'll be doing today is just auditing your code review setup, I guess, or your agent review setup, and seeing how that can work with human review.
Yes, exactly. Because I feel I learned last week from you that there is already a toolkit from the Anthropic tools or skills that is a PR review. So that is something that I found quite handy, or that I found handy once you told me that it exists. But then also, I felt I can improve because I don't know how you have probably your pro setup, but what I did often is like open another agent in the same coding project and say, hey, you are a principal developer. Please review the code of your junior fellow
Yeah.
developer. And then this other agent would also do a review locally on my machine. And I think that's probably what a lot of people do nowadays. They run locally an agent for reviewing the code. How many code reviews do you do before you do a PR? Like an agent-based code review?
Just depends. It depends so much. But I think, like, what you're describing is very also, well, it's just a good idea. So before even setting aside human review, before you reach human review, there's no reason not to bring in a robot. Um, and it's typically helpful if it is a robot with a clean slate. So one that has not seen, like, the one that did not implement it should review it. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. Sometimes it's nice to source opinions from different models. So I use Codex heavily for review. I find that out of the box, Codex works extremely well for reviews, and it finds it finds things. It's very literal, and it has like a very deliberate review only mode that I think is just, yeah, it's nice. But yeah, I don't know. The question was like how many reviews, and at least one, usually closer to 3, 4. I would say before I put it up for humans.
Do you have set up something automatically or is it all manually? Like you have a manual approach of saying I spin up those agents now manually, or is there some hook where you have some automation?
It is both. So the Codex reviews are manual, and occasionally I will like ask for, because I kind of want some sort of steering or direction for the review. Um, if it's nearing the end, it's just okay. So I have like commands that are very specific to going through a bunch of tasks, and those always have automatic review baked in for every single task. Which is to say, once the task is finished, perform a review with a sub agent with that has kind of like a clean slate. So that is automatic. The manual part is typically when it's towards the end, and I know what direction I want to take the review in. Yeah.
Okay. should we jump into my IDE and my setups and see what we can do there? How we can make this. Okay, you get my entire screen here. And please say something before you go, because normally if I share my screen, I'm not, I don't see you anymore and you then disappear. But let's go to cursor. I'm here. I don't know. It's a random project. And maybe I walk you, well, should I walk you through how I do it normally, or what is the best thing? How do we start, Brett?
Well, do you have any like pending work on a branch? Did you already make something?
Let's see. I mean, this is my task tree. So there is something in progress. There's something done. So there's definitely something we can review here from the done task. I feel we could have a look. I don't know if this is already because it's all local. Well, it's a Git. It is on Git.
Okay.
So
anyway, I'll describe real quick like some of the tools I have at my disposal. So one, we should probably show the PR review toolkit.
Yes.
And you might want to make your terminal big if you can.
Is that big enough? Then
yeah.
Maybe, I don't want.
Whoa. Yeah, hiding stuff would be nice. So yeah, if you started Claude and you went to do /plugins, and if you press I believe tab, okay, that shows that you have code review installed from the Claude plugins official. But if you hit tab again, you'll see marketplaces, and we have that Claude plugins official. So if you go arrow down to that and enter, then
you okay. See, I have installed. Someone,
you have code review and PR review toolkit. Both of those are great.
Yeah, if someone would not have them, they could go to browse plugins and then you would find them, I assume, and then Okay.
So yeah, this is, I mean, it should be straightforward enough to install this marketplace. If you haven't already, you should. It has some very good stuff in there. And so you've installed these plugins, and so those are available with like skills and scripts in order to help Claude review code that you or Claude have written. I think that's kind of step one. So like have some specific tooling or skills for performing the review, which you can obviously augment with whatever else you have. And then when it comes time to review, you can do /PR review toolkit. You can do /code review, I think.
But would it now, like PR? No, well, would it work now because I don't have a PR here open on this? So I think it's all, I mean, it's git commit, but I think there is no PR.
Yeah, press enter on that, and then just give it guidance to, oops, oh, never mind. Escape. Up arrow. And then, okay, so that's where you specify review aspects. And for this, you can just tell it like review my last few commits, and maybe we can go back and kind of look at what actually happened as we talk about some other stuff.
And be always polite to your agent. I mean, come on, they are working.
So aside from that, like this is once you've gotten to the point of review. So there's a couple of things that are worth mentioning. Like, okay, what do you actually want from a review? And that depends on the project. You know, sometimes reviews obviously are for correctness, but then they're also for like style and patterns and things like that. And that's going to depend per project. And so having that documented somewhere in your code base, and then kind of like making sure any review refers to that documentation is quite helpful. All right, 2 reviews.
I think we should explain that because I think that's kind of cool. I think the tool has 4 agents on its hand and decides how many it will spin up, but those now run in the background and will come back at one point when both are completed. I think that's kind of cool, right? So the skill itself decides how many to spin up. I don't know what the other two are out of my mind. Do you know? I know we have now the code reviewer and the silent failure hunter. What are the other two that I'm missing that could also be launched?
So you can do /PR review toolkit, and then you can probably see the other ones. I think one of them has to do with comments, making sure. Oh, maybe you can't. Not that one. Or you're gonna have to say. Wait, that should work. Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, one has to do with comments, and the other I can't remember. But
well, if
point
I press
being,
enter,
yeah. Point being, spins up as subagents. Those run in the background. They have fresh context, and they surface a lot of really good issues. What else was I saying? Okay, yeah. There is like a step, at least in the way that we have things set up, that like my goal is that as many stylistic or tiny syntax things should be caught as early as possible, like not even at this stage of review. So your tooling should be able to prevent AI generated code from violating the rules that you want in your code base. Looks like, oh, the review is coming back.
Yes, and there are critical issues. That's great.
Oh,
I mean, ooh. Okay, it's all about the OS. So set cookie header lost on redirect. Interesting. And then we have a missing security flag.
Oh yeah, you should probably put the secure flag on your cookie. That's a good learning, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good learning because I wanted to. We were talking about it. I wanted to implement this flow myself, like learning a little bit more about this whole authentication flow. And I forgot this secure flag, and I also never have read about it. So probably I should. And oh my God, this is really bad. About plain HTTP in production. Okay. That really introduces a risk here. Okay.
Well, I guess, okay, if the question of the stream is, do we even need code review anymore? It's obviously, yes, we need code review.
Yes. I mean, honestly, maybe explaining how this is, the task is not that I implemented all of that myself, but I had Claude guiding me through how I would implement it. And before finishing, I asked it, hey, do I have everything for my cookie setup? Is everything okay? And it said, yes. And now we see it is not okay. So there is definitely something that I would not hit or want to run in production. Because someone potentially could steal that cookie then.
You don't want people stealing your cookies. People will steal cookies.
Yeah.
But okay, so we have the PR review toolkit. I don't think we necessarily need to. It's a very similar principle behind reviews from Codex. I think, if you're putting it up even for like self-human review or another human's review, I actually do like to have Claude open the PR and write the description. Especially for just as like an entry point to reading the code. When I've seen another, so if you're working on something massive, I've seen another strategy that I really like. It's a very long prompt that has Claude rewrite the Git history to have isolated commits that represent like kind of steps in a story, so that you can kind of follow the review more through the commits. Because in actuality, when you're working on a branch, you can end in a place where like you're planning and implementing along the way. So you hit a bump, take a wrong left turn, and then you make a new commit to like retrace your steps or do something else. And so that whole development process, which is very natural, lends itself to chaotic reviews if you were to only look at the commit history. So I think that's kind of a fun strategy. It's just like, okay, Claude, you see the whole picture of what's on this branch. Now rewrite it so that review is easier by having a series of commits. Other than that, Gosh, there's so many different directions we could take this
can
like
go
question.
from here.
I think, yeah, something I don't remember. So Nele in the past week made her first production contribution to the FPCLI. And I think, I don't remember if I communicated it back to you, but like to test that change, I have a series of markdown documents in our code base that just describe how to make dev build to the CLI, how to isolate like a directory in /temp, and just play with the CLI to look for issues. And so I do think, as kind of part of the review process, I use Claude as like my QA. There's acceptance criteria and scenarios and scripts to follow. And then I let Claude play with what it built and try to identify issues. And that's been enormously helpful as a step in my review process. I'm not exactly sure how you would do it with this project. But one thing could be, I'm assuming this is a web app of some kind.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can ask Claude to try the endpoints for login and all of that.
So you could install the agent browser skill, and then basically just tell Claude like you need to QA the recent changes on this. So let Claude spin up the dev server, and then let Claude use the agent. This would be the
in the marketplace.
I think I don't think it's in the plugins. There might be an agent browser plugin. I use the npx skills add or Linux.
Well, I have to go out of so npx skill. What is the skill name?
Skills. Plural. And then it's Vercel-labs. Sorry, dash.
Is that a
/ agent browser?
Browser?
Yes, agent. No, agent browser. And
like this?
Yep.
Let's see.
Right. So I would say, yeah, do agent browser and then maybe do dog food. So you do space to select it. And then go down to dog food. This is a skill that they made. That's basically what I'm describing, of like it. Oh, the doorbell went off. All right, let that install. You can go to the URL that I posted.
Okay. And I go for Claude Code here, and that goes globally. Sure. And let's go to see what weird application Brad has built, because he gave me this link before and says Claude deployed something. Oh, okay, it's his dog. Okay, we can play a sound here. Oh, that's wild. Can we do more things? Oh, the dog is exploding. I don't know if that's... Oh my God. That's okay. I'm wondering if that's a game. Well, what?
Okay.
I mean, how did I play this? I mean,
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm so sorry. Oh, did it redirect?
It's offline.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, but thanks for the fun, for this fun activity, I guess. Is your dog back?
I want to watch the stream later and see what the last 2 minutes were like.
I don't know. Well, we also installed, well, unfortunately for Ella, it's not real dog food, but it's like dog fooding your stuff that you are building. But I installed those skills.
Okay,
Should
perfect.
be all there. Then I
Okay,
can go
so
back to Claude, I guess.
yes. In this case, what you could do, so like Claude can spin up your dev server, and then Claude can use Agent Browser to mess around with it and try to find possible issues. Again, I'm not totally familiar with like what the auth layer is and what the app is or does, but you could use it to try to validate recent work that you've done. Oh, you don't need to do /agent browser. It'll know.
Yeah. Well, hey buddy, can you spin up the dev server and use Agent Browser to explore what I have built? I mean, it will flag hopefully currently. Are there any security issues with what is the user experience? And let's see.
Yeah. So when I prototyped the first version of our sync engine, very quickly, I like found myself doing just small tests of like, I had two things that were syncing with the main server, and they were in two different folders. And so I had a terminal with both those folders open, and I would kind of like go between them and try like beam up some issues and then get some down. And very like that gets very annoying and tiring after a certain point. And then I wanted to check conflict resolution. So because they're both local first, it's like modify some stuff here, what wins? And ultimately, like it clicked after a couple hours of working back and forth in that way. I was like, oh my god, I should just have Claude do that. And that was a much easier way to like validate behavior, and at a certain point, just like it's kind of a form of review, right? It's more QA than review, but to me, it like informs the ability of Claude to review its own work.
Okay, so there, Brad. Yeah. Yeah, I think
what's happening?
I didn't find the skill, so it's now it wants to fetch the endpoints. It says it can't unknow Agent Browser.
Oh, you need to okay, hold up. You need to, I think you need to do like Agent Browser initialize.
In Claude or well,
your terminal. Sorry, Agent. So in your terminal.
Agent Browser init, I guess.
No, sorry, it's in your terminal itself, so not in Claude. But you can do bash mode.
We are in my terminal.
Oh, I think you're in Claude. You're in Claude. But
I'm still in Claude. Okay, I thought like
Okay, Agent dash browser space install. I think you need to install Agent Browser.
So it's not so we need the Agent Browser as is it a CLI or what is it?
It's a CLI. So npm space I -G. You're going to want it to be global. So -G. And then Agent Browser. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Good to know that it's not only like the skill needs a CLI.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
Should we try it again?
Agent Browser install. You need to run that. Go up 2 commands. All right. And this will pull in a headless browser. It would appear. So that might take a second. And I mean, this is basically like Puppeteer. It's just it uses fewer tokens. Is I think the main selling point. It has some other stuff. And you are going to, this is a pro tip. I guess this is turning into an Agent Browser session, but you definitely want the skill. So let's, open Claude. We'll see.
There, right? So I did.
All right. You can do /skills, I think, and it should list what's available. All right. And
no, it's not there. Okay, so we
uh,
I installed it globally. I don't know. I thought I installed it globally, so maybe we can just go out and see, because there was the MPX skill.
Yep. Did you select
Let's run this
Claude?
again.
Okay.
Yes. So let's do dog food. Let's enter. I said Claude Code. I hope
Okay.
I did.
We'll try
Maybe I
again.
didn't.
And
but
you
I
can
said
also,
globally.
oh, okay. Yeah, you can do a symlink. You might also get away with yeah, proceed, get away with installing it in your project. I don't know. Okay, installed 2
But it should be
skills.
there, no? I mean,
Yeah, okay, so then if you list your tilde/.claude, that might be another way. That's okay, we'll try again, /skills. There we go. There.
now it's here.
Cool.
I see it.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, I think my connection is a little bit, but I've broken, but I say it again. Hey, buddy.
You should be able
to
if you press the up arrow, you should be able to see your previous prompt.
Oh.
Just press up arrow. Boom.
Yeah, here we are.
Okay. Now we have everything set up. Right, and I know I've repeated it several times, but my whole premise here is that before you are forced to review the code, making it go through as many verification steps as possible. So whether it's it self-reviewing, it doing a QA on itself, all of that is extremely helpful. All right. Okay, it's executing both the API and the web app.
Okay, I just say okay. I mean,
and that is just a curl to make sure it's okay. Another curl to see if the API is running. And all right.
Oh, now it's coming with the browser agent.
Here we go. Using the skill. And you could even, they have the /btw script. Ooh. Did a browser pop up somewhere? If you want to, you can.
I have a hard time.
You can command click on that /temp/home, and that would open the screenshot that it took.
Where do, like this one, for example?
Yeah. Command click.
Yeah, I have to say I haven't put any work into the user interface yet, so
There's no shame.
You don't see like it is. I also used for the first time Tailwind this time, so it's a lot of. I think that's something I really enjoy with agents, like using a lot first time things. So
yeah. All right.
But yeah, no design was real done on this yet. So
okay, I think it's going to be. It might be trucking along for a little bit. I don't know if it has. Okay, yeah, it's going to test your login form. Probably try to create an account, log in, things like that. And that might take a little bit. So this is another thing where it's like a lot of the review process is lengthy and asynchronous, and it's nice to batch as much of it as possible. Which is to say the AI review process.
Yeah.
We did not really get a lot into the human review process and what that should look like.
I mean, what
But
we could do is we have FP here, right? And what you could do when you use, at least I found that handy. If you then go here in the manual review, you could still see, for example, what has changed in your code base.
yeah,
I guess that would more relate to the manual review part.
indeed. And I think the obviously we would have talked about it if it were ready, but we don't have well-crafted install commands or anything yet. But we're basically going to take this review portion of FP and put it into its own app that kind of ties together a lot of what we were talking about today of robot review, but also co-locating it with your code and allowing you to be a little bit more guided through the review instead of just in a wall of diffs.
But also I feel probably it makes sense. Like, I mean, we try to be very atomic with tasks and also to be atomic with a review, because if you review at the end, it is just like everything will be probably run forever. But if you like think atomically about your task in the planning phase, the review also is nicer.
Yep.
Like the agent review is also more scoped. Yeah, and I think I read this interesting blog post, or at least I like to, maybe that's until the agent is running until the end. Oh no, that's the wrong browser.
No, the blog post was there though.
Huh? Well, but I think there was a blog post on how I keep up with AI generated PRs. It's old. It's from 2025. So probably maybe that person has changed the process again. But I've still found it interesting to see how other people approach it. And I think in this role, it's more crucial. He says he is a CTO and he wants to be still like, knowing what's going on. And he has a very specific setup and prompts to help with the code review, but still tries to review the most critical parts of the code himself. And I don't know, I enjoy those blog posts because I feel like it's good to understand and read the workflows of others to also understand like what do you want in your own workflow. And also what parts can you maybe automate or make a skill for, so you can kind of, you don't have to prompt all the time again. Should we go back to the code just one more time to see? I guess it's a lot of yes, no, which,
bypass dangerous permissions.
Sure. But I mean, it wants to like, this is now the security
it looks like
I'm interested in that, right? So.
Oh, it's even looking if, it's doing, it's checking if you're,
what like this
and stuff. So it's going pretty rogue. All right. Oh, it's even gonna test mobile. Look at that. But this is like this is my whole point of like, making it think, and then by proxy you think of multiple angles before shipping.
I mean, honestly, I haven't looked into any mobile stuff yet, so I don't know if that really makes sense.
And if it doesn't make sense, that's something to kind of like put in your Agents MD or Claude MD as kind of a. It's good to learn that from seeing it, fuzzy test your app.
But maybe also because we just say, please review the user experience. If we would tie it to an FP task and say, hey, I just implemented this, please be in that scope of review again. Now it's reviewing everything, and everything is obviously not in a great shape. But if we would have tied it to the task specifically, it would probably not test for mobile now. But I mean, I think I understand what I can do in this specific use case with the browser agent, and I also understand how you use it for our CLI to have like the idea of Claude being a user testing aggressively the app for quality assurance. And yeah, I think the other part is basically, where do you look? Like, I guess still you read the reports afterwards as well, right? So you would go through them and read and then see. Obviously, we just saw from the other one, there is an issue, a security issue. Of course, we want to fix that. And then there might be some stuff where it's not super like needed at that point. But then, do you create new issues for that, or do you just like implement it straight away? What's your approach there?
Yeah, so I don't really have a rigid approach for this. For super small stuff, I don't even task it out. I just say go fix it. For more fundamental stuff, if there's only one thing, it's just a new ticket, and then I'll spin something up on that. If there's a lot that comes up in review, I create a new parent issue for the review, and then make tickets for anything that I care about, and then crunch through those. And then that's, I think, 2 weeks ago, I showed a workflow with a Codex automation, I believe, where basically I had Codex on a schedule going through any tickets that looked like they were from automated review, and then looking for patterns in those. But basically, I like, as much as possible, I do like to record the review in some form of ticket, because that's like my database of like what was surfaced in review, and can help find things that should be back. Like, if it's happening repeatedly, and this is with a human team or an agent team or whatever, it's happening repeatedly, then you probably want to address it upstream, which means that your documentation doesn't exist or isn't getting properly loaded. Your lint rules need to be tightened, things like that. So yeah, I do like the idea of having an artifact from the review itself that can then be used to improve the system over time. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think we touched parts of review. I'm still curious. I mean, if someone likes to share their review process, feel free to reach out to us. We have a Discord channel as well. I don't know. I like to hear those stories. I like to see how other works with agents. And I think we are still in a world where everyone needs to figure that a little bit out for themselves. But then also, I think that's an interesting phase. Anything you like to add before we end the stream on review?
No, I'm very eager to see. Well, maybe nothing specific to review, but for the random 3D dog that appeared in the middle of the stream, I can't wait to check in on that and see what happened. I basically, like, 5 minutes beforehand, I let Claude loose, and I was like, you gotta make a little website to distract people when I step off of camera, and make it dog themed and 3D. Those were my only instructions. So yeah,
I think it did something, and I think it was there was balls, like, yeah, well, you will see. And I think it was also interacting somehow with my mouse when I was moving faster. I have no idea, but at the end the dog exploded. Please don't show Ella. She will have like nightmares. That you told Claude to build an exploding dog. I don't know if she likes that.
Oh no, it's so terrifying. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next week we might talk again about review, but with a review tool, or we'll talk about OpenClaw or OpenClaw variants.
Yes, exactly. We wanted to talk about this week, but like we might have a special guest. So I think we wait until we have our guests, because they are more experienced when it comes to OpenClaw. Until then, Brad, yeah, I see you online, and everyone else can see us next week if they like.
Yep. All right. Bye-bye.